Hello folks, and welcome back to twitch.tv/games with Nick. Let's get right into it. We're gonna enter the Copper Belt Mines with a party of NPCs. And we're gonna play as a marauder for this dungeon. That's fun. I'm curious to see if the healers can actually keep up. So the way I'm supposed to play as a tank is to, try to be careful about active mitigation and things of the sort. But mainly just to, hit stuff, keep stuff attention on me, and let everybody else kill things. Ooh, the door is locked tight. Oh, panicky. Okay, use the lift. I'm sure they will teleport next to me, right? Yeah. Okay. You know, I prefer my paladin's opener, where they just rush on the monster, but the tomahawk throw is fine. I think once we're done with this dungeon, they go a little more chill on the dungeoning in a row. We're gonna get to know the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and sort of start actually moving the main quest forward. I'm playing as a marauder mostly to try and keep a couple of jobs roughly at the same level. Check this first. Is there literally nothing? Okay. Oh. Okay, moving forward. take a quick look down here, but it doesn't look like there's anything, huh? Alright. These early dungeons are a little longer in the tooth, especially in terms of pulling things. Maybe I'm just used to the, you know, endgame dungeons, where there's like 2 packs of mobs, 2 packs of mobs, a boss, 2 packs of mobs, 2 packs of mobs, a boss, 2 packs of mobs, 2 packs of mobs, a boss, done. Alright. This is taking forever to get to the first boss. And I legitimately mean forever. And let's grab some fire sand. Some more fire sand, probably. Oh. I keep thinking these things are going to be instantaneous, and they're not, and it throws me off. Okay. Boss number 1, finally. Yeah, I can't do anything yet about those. So when that happens, you're supposed to use an active mitigation technique. Which means you're supposed to, you know, like, use an extra cooldown that stops you from taking damage for, or rather, that stops 20% of the damage you take. So, they're starting to actually introduce straight-up mechanics. Most of the bosses so far have been just, you know, you slam things and you kind of pay attention not to stand in the crap. Now there's like specific attacks that you have to, you know, maneuver to dodge things. I appreciate that. Catapult attack, I have still not quite understood what it does. I guess it's just on a random, ally. it's going that way, so we're gonna go in this corner. Hey! Level up. We've learned interject. Nice. This is an interrupt, essentially. Okay. The downside of doing the dungeons with trust is that you get, I think, worse loot, generally speaking. But we're like already so over leveled and have so much loot that it's like, yeah, what's the point? Alright. Next shaft. It looks like, based on the map, this is the last level. You know what? I'm realizing I do want to make maybe a small adjustment to the UI. Move to I don't know if I'll stick with it, but I think it makes it easier for me to interrupt things if they're right in front of me. Okay, already got that. Blast it. Blast it. Grab some more. Yo. Alright, boss number 2. Okay, no. I can't tank them, I just have to dodge them. Okay, pretty straightforward. So the interrupt only works on a very limited set of things. I personally consider it more of a late game thing where, you know, you kind of have to um, interrupt certain spells, otherwise your fight gets a lot tougher. Alright. We don't need to kill everything, so let's not bother killing everything. I feel like they always focus on the wrong one. I don't know how they pick it. I guess maybe they just spread the damage or something? Okay, I already have a Plunder Grimoire. Like, we're supposed to focus, guys. Focus. They should showcase who people focus on. It's a little easier to play as a DPS and trusts, I think. Because when somebody else is a tank, you can at least see who is focusing on. Yep. And finally, the last boss. Slaves no more! Free! Free! Boy, you really went for it, huh? Cool. Masters must pay. Masters must die. Never again. Never! First example of a donut AoE, where the safe zone is inside. I wonder if level 20 is when I'm gonna get the active mitigation. I don't have a bar yet for this job, do I? Oh, bad spot. Better. Yeah, the limit break as a tank. Nah, no, not worth it. Unless for very specific, in very specific settings. There we go. I think we got level 20, yeah! Wham. You're dead. Done. Alright, what's reprisal? Wait, we got to level 22? Oh yeah, this is in fact the mitigation. Oh hey, I can actually wear that. Nice. Alright, let's finish this quest. As a marauder, and then switch back to an arcanist. Alright, Adventurers Guild. That's taking a long time to load. Yeah, we don't have, the next group content is gonna be XIV. And it's in a while. There's a bunch of main story quests before then, so that's good. Oh, there's battle associated to this? What is happening? Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operation can resume, and Ulda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shot next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. I'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No! Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir. I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. Paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm gonna say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. And by rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know? That'll keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Ha 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 ha. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of ye. I swear on me mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin that saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. Yeah, I don't like bullies. I'm gonna kick your butt. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mother's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Oh, I'm gonna kick your butt. Fucking bully piece of shit. Wow, these guys are so weak. Come on, anybody else? I'm getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank ye, kind adventurer. Thank ye thrice over. Oh, my head hurts. Why does my head hurt? I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. It has been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. Residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. When they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Old has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we'll always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garland Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees would turn to crime. You know how this place is like. You've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins! Get your dodo tenderloins! Guaranteed cheapest in Thunelon. Thank you for your custom, ma'am. Please come again. Looking around, you think that Olda was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Ma'am? Are you alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defense? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd! Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. That's right, run, piece of shit. God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what the monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. I don't know, do we need that scene? I mean, ever the selfless hero, I see. It has been a while, adventurer. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it or not. It is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me most. I speak of the visions you experience. Visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I'm not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with a self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit from your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, please speak to Mamoni. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the science of the seventh dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. Cool. Mm. Seems like they are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Ah, Joanna. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh of the carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard-headed with giants in the dark. You're every elm the adventurer Mion said you'd be, Joanna. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Veer, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say he remember you would be an understatement. It would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you have achieved, I find that I'm inspired just as Avira once was. So I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my trading anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Joanna Gwyn. I shan't forget. Thank you, Joanna Gwyn. Pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Joanna. Eh? What'd you say? You want to know about the science of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Joanna, the science ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certainly want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Switch to my proper job. So you want to know more then, do you? Well, in data surprise, I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, but the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being old on. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust the science of the Seven Dawn, you can. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Joanna. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find science, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The science are recorded in Vesper Bay out in western Thonlan. The place you're looking for is called the Wakened Saints. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance, you'll be let in. You're a woman in demand, Joanna, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them as help make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Alright, so... what do I want to do now is a good question. Yeah, I guess let's just do that. So, despite Vesper Bay being in Thanalan, you actually don't want to get there from Thanalan. It's a pain in the butt. Oh, you know what? I should actually probably do a little bit more of my log so I can get to level 25. Yeah, let's fucking do that. Go to airport. Let's put the MSQ on brief hiatus. I mean, is it gonna be enough to reach level 25? I'm actually not sure, but... It's a nice, 16 to 17,000. Yeah, that would actually be enough. Let me start by summoning Carbuncle. Oh boy. Right, I am level 24. These bozos are level 16. Wait, where is it now? Oh, the emerald one is also instantaneous. Nice. Alright, that's one. What else are we looking for? Hedgemole. Hedgemole, there they are. Oh, okay, we're done. Nice. Need to find Killer Mantis. You're still in Skull Valley. Then we need to move to Upper Onoskia. Which is easy enough. So let's still look. Actually, what am I doing? Let's just find them. This is Arcanist. Arcanist, fine. Rank 2. Killer Mantis is in 2220. 22. Okay, they're up there. What's this thing? Oh, I still have one ether flow. Okay. Oh, yep, there they are. Alright, now let's go to Upper Onoskia. I don't think we have any. Yep, no, we've actually never been. Oh. Okay, upper. So we are looking at 1223. Thereabouts. Oh, actually, they're right in front of me. Nice. One. Two. Oh, accidentally aggroed someone else, but that's okay. Alright. Level 25. Rank 3 hunting log unlocked. And new class quest. And we're only 5 levels away from finally getting the proper jobs. In 5 levels, we'll be able to become a scholar and to, or to become a summoner. In fact, both, because the XP you earn is shared by the 2 classes, so it's nice to get to level a healer and a magic DPS at the same time. We come to ask about Kleeha's condition. The Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life had been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Kleeha out of her shell for the first time, our absent Guildmaster. And, though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there, and even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Maroon's trading post in Upper Anoskia, and speak with anyone who might have seen the Guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. He prefers us not to use it for inexplicable reasons. Our leader's name is Skridthia. Ah, damn, I was just there and I forgot to, well, I guess there was no Etherite, was there? Alright. Okay. Back to Elport. What does our hunting log level 3 look like? His Shroud, Western Tunnelon, that Shroud. This is the point where, because at this point you expect you to have really started to the main story quest to a point where things meet up. You're getting enemies all over the world in your log. Oh, I can swap category doing this. That's convenient. That's okay. Right, there's no need to bother with me. I'm going. Morning, miss. I was the one that sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a right rare sight to see Thea roaming about. He asked me the way to Talos. He was seeking to speak with a scholar who lives out there. Which is over here. Okay. Ah, why not? When am I gonna get my chocobo? Oh, actually, no, he's probably down here, isn't he? Yeah. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster. A not fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. And it so happens he bid me pass on a message to anyone who keeps searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. Guildmaster mentioned the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Talos. I suppose you're expected to search for them. What a dick! Just tell me, just leave me the message. There's no need to be a jerk. Jerk. Oh wow, that's these are big bones. Big bones indeed. Okay, one. I mean, you sure you want to fight me, you little kobold? Well, that's too bad for you, then. Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, I'm gonna kill you too, because you're gonna come for me. Okay, that's 2 parchments. Alright, let's just kinda have to fall down here, huh? Oh, except they won't let us. How am I supposed to get out? Can we Skyrim our way out of this? No, don't fucking tell me I gotta teleport, because then I gotta run all the way back here. That'll be some bullshit. Oh no, I can move along the cliff? No. That was some bullshit. But that's fine. Not complaining. Maybe a little. Alright, that's 3. Since we're this close to Outer Lanoskia, let's just go here. Clearly see a netherite, a nether crystal. Well, maybe actually not a netherite. It's close enough. So we are now definitely under leveled, so we should stick to the main road. Avoid combat. What's up with all these condors, man? All right. Tune. Oh, I misread. I thought the parchments would go to Lady at the Guild, not to Tonga Tonga, which is back here. That is not good. I've not been to Camp Brown's Lake yet, either. Ugh, okay. Just run back the way we came in. Thank God the first thing that they do is try that area of effect, so I can just run past them. Nope. Oh, I need to be careful. Because when you're in combat, you can actually die from falling. Alright. Yo, what's up, dude? Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent in a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, well, pen and ink and elegant, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Full Falls. Dance to Jake for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the open heart. Those cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? The guild master of yours certainly enjoys his games. Okay. This is a most unusual quest, I have to say. I feel like is Foo Falls. No, it's probably further down. Yeah, it's this way. It's gotta be. Oh, hey, okay. I mean, I'll take it. Kill 4 of these. Oh, it's actually not the master ones that I need to kill, it's the pups. Be careful. Not every monster is the same. Okay. Dance. I'm dancing. The box rattles and thumps about as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. Okay, there's monsters. Jesus, these guys are roughing me up. Eh, are we done? Yes. Sleep of parchment. If there are answers you would seek, then to trading post now go. Before the owner, be not meek. With your 2 feet, provide a show. Okay. This guy's the worst. Oh, we're at it. We should also get the Aether. We should take the ferry and get the Aetherite in the other area. I am dancing for Macaroon. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand? Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be so shy. Heh, another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. That's big buck, dude. That you might consider passing the time on to Kleha. This is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Kleha the grimoire, however, I must insist you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthright to the anchor yard in Limsa. Be well, Joanna. We shall meet again. I'm 100% certain of it. What a weirdo. Alright, let me take this ferry. while we're here, you know, might as well. We haven't gotten the Eastern yet, but for now, all of these other ones will suffice. How do I get to the town? Is wholly unclear to me. Where's my entry point? And Bronze Lake. Get the Chocobo Keep. Activate the Aetherite. Go back to Linsula Mensa. That was loud. Oh, except I need to go to the anchor yard. Where are you? You are on the upper decks. Are you on the upper decks? Oh yes, over here. So honestly, the fastest thing I can do is to just actually go back to the middle. You can pick an easier spot to access Clea, huh? Just have to go to the furthest possible point. Bunch of jerks all around me. Where you always went for dancing? I don't recall any such pref... Ah, you've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Yes. That would explain your odd behavior. He doesn't so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our recent guildmaster to speak with you in person? Here. You gave this grimoire to give to me? Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, Joanna. The guildmaster is fond of game and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials I could put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With his gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Dosmaga. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray for Mr. Sturbigarm of my return to duty. I love how we're doing this level 25 quests. And, the Minster quest is still at level 17. What is that? Oh, this is to get the answer. Okay. Alright. Arcanist Guild. Clea has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Clea and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Foreseer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that our partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, Joanna, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Clea is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Nice. What's the best thing? Let's go with, I don't know, feet. Can't quite use them yet, but it's gonna be soon. Also a new grimoire, so that's nice. Why is one of our items synced? Oh, because this is one of the ones that gives extra XP when you're under level 80. Nice. Here's the best hidden secret of this game. Which is that because the Science of the Seven Dawn are essential to the main story, for the majority of the main story quest, you have to go to Vesper Bay quite a fucking lot. And you're like, ah, oh, man, it's very far. Like, you look at a map and you're like, oh man, the closest F-Horizon is here at Horizon. I don't wanna have to walk all around all this way, and I've done it multiple times. Well, it turns out you don't have to. Why? Because you just can't fucking get there from frickin' Limsa Laminsa for 80 gil. To steal. We'll deal with that later. That's just about dies. There's a lot of things here. 50, 35. There's like, no, just you. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, here we are. Hello, Tataru. It's been a while. Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms, yearning for the heavens above to quench my thirst for you. Tro lo 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 lo. Oh! Hooah! I would thank you to not sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to... You're the behest of Ishtola? My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Joanna Gwyn. Joanna Gwyn. Ah, here you are. I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands, headquarters of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Tataru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let her know to expect you. I take it you are Joanna Gwyn. Tataru sent word you had arrived. Lady Minfilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please. Oh, what am I getting 12 of? Oh, that's cool. What do I want to pick? No. Well, probably these. I'm not gonna wear them now, but some of my other... Actually, no, I'll just grab these gloves.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much. Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have awaited your coming. Please, be at ease. You are among friends here.
Hello, Stella.
No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness? Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body?
Well, yes.
All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo. The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo.
Cool, I guess.
With that established, let us return to the subject of the Primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it? And so I implore you, lend us your power.
Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied you. Grant to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your asset and belonging on your behalf. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tatara. The pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer advocate regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I'm sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, this was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer of you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you've come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when they're afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe. I'm down. I wanna join. Can I join? Okay, retainers can carry out tasks as a storing success, skill, and gear, selling the wanted items on the markets, and incentive filled adventures. We'll do these later. We science have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concern are the godlike being known as the Prowls, and we strive to find lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Please consider this when you give me your answer, Joanna. I go wither the wild rose blooms.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popolimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there!
Welcome!
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Yeah, we don't shitter.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I am glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task.
Cool.
Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emolja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation.
Nope.
You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ulda.
Ever at your service, fair lady.
All right. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions, crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we're correct, it is likely that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends in Amanita and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled security over all shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abduction should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone. That would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. And I believe... Oh, actually we do not have the Camp Drybone or Blackrush Station. In fact, we don't have most of Thanalan. Oh, fascinating. Alright, so what we're gonna do... It's so weird, I could have sworn I did Blackrush Station, but maybe I was thinking of something else. What we're gonna do is actually ignore this for a little bit. We're gonna go back to Limsa Lominsa. We're gonna switch to our rogue self. See if we can... Oh yeah, plenty of better equipment. And... we're gonna do some... Guild has progress. Oh, wow, that was quick. Nice, we got a hunting log thing done without actually needing it. These guild hests are not particularly interesting. I'm doing them more out of a completion feeling. Oh yeah, we're gonna have him dead before then, don't worry. Alright. Alright, did we unlock a new one? So what I wanted to do was to do the role quest, the class quest, while we were waiting for it to actually unlock. Wow. Just a high demand for DPS, apparently. What else? The pelicans, the mantis and the hedge moles, wild wolf. Yeah, just leveled up. Oh. I... Okay. Kill these. Alright. This was a very weird thing. Alright, do we get some more? Let's keep ramming through this. Okay, no, we need to be level 20 for the next one. So let's start the next quest. Yep, enter the Rogues Guild. Ah, Joanna, just the mortar I was hoping to see. With some nasty trouble brewing. Client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling underfoot and strained on this as well. There'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the clown's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders directly from the Admiral herself. So you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped this life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on the black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates never heard of the code. Pillaging honest skulls and dipping their wigs in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good savin'. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many wits, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those who raise a weapon against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls that was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was you hated most. So you have a mark for us, then? That we do. From the description given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other elements and citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, I guess. But merely tracking down the poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxed into our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our shore blades breaking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is readily enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Vocab. You tool in your skills to the Millstone investigation and see what you can whittle about the calls what have been sold. Joanna, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats, then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchants set sail from Ailport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but it's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swats. I reckon the rest of the crew would be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards get himself spotted creeping about their roughments in Lower Lanoskia. There's a bandit cove over at the Morabu Dry Docks by the name of Swarsint, but will likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. Right. Before that... kill some more enemies. Man, we really have a small toolbox with the rogue at the moment, huh? Let's get this up. Oh, I just needed one apparently. Those weird pelicans thingies. Need to kill our mantis. Then I'm going to Oakwood. Get the last couple. Yeah, the rogue is the only class I haven't hit a dungeon with yet, huh? Alright. Still no new ability. Like, what the fuck, man? Give me some. Okay, okay. I'm gonna get 2 things at level 15. Oh, but I need the quest to do them. Okay. And then 18 is trick attack. Okay, 3 wolves, 3 bumble beetles. Oh shit, I should have probably killed the mantis with the marauder too. I will swap to the marauder after I kill the wolves. Boy. The level difference is starting to be felt, huh? Can I equip better stuff? No, not yet. Ah, shit. Oh, I'm in for a bad time. One more. Ah, shit. I didn't want to aggro it yet, but... Alright. Okay, completed rogue rank 2. Swap. Marauder. 2. Hey, look at me using my abilities. Alright. Run back. Hmm. Let's just hustle back, kill a couple of those mantis things. Then we're just gonna port to the Morabi dry docks. And then next time, which might not be for a few days, but next time we're gonna do the rogue quest, get a couple more abilities, potentially actually get to the get to level 20 with the rogue too. Definitely do the level 20 quest for the Marauder, and move the main story quest a little further up. Okay, last one. Morabi Dreadnoughts. There we go. Alright, and this will do it for today. So let's Joanna wave you goodbye. Thank you for. Let me also thank. Oh. Is there a thanks? No, apparently not. Wave goodbye to y'all. Thank you for watching. You can find me at twitch.tv/gameswithnick and youtube.com/gameswithnick. Feel free to check either of those channels out. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you engaging with what I'm streaming. And I will see you next time.